fellas, welcome to the garage. Today we're gonna talk a little bit about rev counters. Now more specifically we're gonna talk about the Ford Sierra rev counters, but the information will apply to pretty much any rev counter there is. Now the reason I'm filming this video is that a friend, wanted to equip his Sierra with a rev counter. Now you might know that not all Sierras originally come equipped with one from factory. Of course I would know because my Sierra is also a base spec model. That means that it didn't include a rev counter originally. Now here we can see I got a bunch of dash panels and you can see that there are some different versions. Now these two are exactly the same, but this one, as you can see, has just got a clock instead of a rev counter, like these two. So this came off of my Sierra, the base spec, and yeah, I guess the base spec drivers don't concern themselves with the revs, they only care about what time it is, so they're not late. Now let's take a quick look at the back side of these dash panels. Of course, all the other stuff here is exactly the same. We got the warning lights here, you know, for the dummy light, for alternator, oil pressure, lights and everything. And yeah, here we got the speedometer. Sierras have the speedo cable going right here, which in turn, of course, moves this and lets you know how fast you're going. But today we are more concerned with this place here. So here, if we compare the two, this one has a rev counter and this one has the clock. It actually looks pretty similar, doesn't it? Well, that's because these pins are situated in exact same positions, you see? And we can see here that also the clock needs a plus 12 volt and ground, whereas plus 12 volt is switched on by the ignition switch. But the clock, of course, needs a separate plus 12 volt, you know, to keep going when you turn the ignition off. And as we can see here, this via here is the same as here. It turns out to be that this connector is of course the same, exactly the same. The only difference is that with the clock, this here has to be connected to plus 12 volt constant battery voltage, while here, this pin here needs to be supplied to the coil minus. That simply means the minus pole on the ignition coil. I got a sample coil here, and of course we got the plus pole, which is usually marked, and the minus pole, also marked. See this minus here? So the good thing here is that this can be simply wired in. The only difference we have to make, as you can see here, is where this wire off of this plug goes. So here, if you count from the top down, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth connection leads to this pin here, which would be constant plus 12 volt for the clock, or the minus coil terminal for the RPM signal. So we head over to the Sierra there. Sorry about the mess. I got a bunch of engines here. This one will go into the Escort. I've put that one out. We got a Z-Tech there, a Duratec here, a Pinto here. Whole lot of projects going on simultaneously. But anyways, here we can see that plug. I'll just put this out here. Okay, easy. This one goes out quite easily, and that's because I don't have the speedo cable plugged in yet. If you got the speedo cable plugged in, see, you have to plug that out first. Okay, so here we can see this plug. Now note that these pins are a bit different. That's because this dash panel is a bit older version, I think. You see, we got the bolts and nuts here, but still it's the same thing, you know. Also the places here are exactly the same. See, this one is in this case RPM signal, the coil minus, right, going here, and it goes exactly the same on the fourth spot on this connector. So you can obviously see the fourth wire here is bright red, which is of course reserved for plus 12 volt constant. So mine just goes inside there, and inside there you can see I just clipped it, and yeah, from here on there goes a white wire which will feed my RPM signal for the rev counter here. We can also pull this connector out. Try not to damage anything. And here you pretty much just plug it off. It will help if you just pry open these tabs here with a small screwdriver or something. But this is how this plug looks like. You can see the fourth one is red. In our case, since we've swapped the dashboard panel, is the rev counter signal. So you will just route this wire onto your coil negative here. So that's it. Now you know how to wire in the rev counter on your Ford Sierra or any other car, right? Now you could go and take a really deep dive into how rev counters work and all, but today I'm here just to show you the nitty-gritty of it. Now let's move to the quick practical demonstration, so you won't have to take my word about the correct pins on your rev counter. We got an engine here, and this engine, of course, has got a coil. And we will just quickly attempt to plug the Sierra rev counter onto this coil, of course the plus and minus as well, and just see if the Sierra RPM gauge can pick up the RPMs from this old crossflow engine, which, as I mentioned before, will be going into this Mk1 Escort I got here. So let's just wire it in real quick and start up this little beast here. Plus 12 volts for the coil. Okay, we got our dashboard right over here. Now about the wiring. We are going to connect, we set the negative side of the coil, right? So, and this one will go here, right on the middle one. Then we'll connect the ground as well. We can just plug it on here somewhere. This is the negative side, right? Ground. And last but certainly not least, plus 12 volts. You can just piggyback it right over here. It doesn't matter, you know, we can also put it here. It's the same as long as it sticks on there. It's on the same potential, right? Plus 12 volts. Alright, and that's that. Now if we can get the engine started up and running, this rev counter should be showing something. Okay, and now if we can get this running. This really is old school stuff. Alright you guys, so there you have it. Now you know how to wire in a rev counter on your car. We successfully connected everything and also successfully got this little engine running and spitting flames as well. So I'd call that a great success. That's it for this time. If you like this kind of content, of course, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Be good!